a plan with me in my pocket traveler's notebook, and this is the pocket traveler's notebook I carry in my purse and I use as my wallet. This is a 1407 Planners cover that was done by Scooter Bug, I believe last year, and I got it off of a buy-sell trade group. But I do use this as my wallet and carry it in my purse. I do have a monthly in here as well as a weekly, and I also keep a couple of card holders to hold my insurance cards, my IDs, and my credit cards. And then I do have a checkbook register in here, and then a meals and grocery insert. So that is what I carry in my purse and in this planner. It does make it a little bit chunky, but so far it's worked out fine. Now I am going to do something a little bit different. This is just a sleeve pocket that I created to go on the front of the insert because their inserts are just plain white. And you can see that this was my layout for last week. This is a week on 4 pages. So we have Monday through Wednesday on the first 2 pages, and then Thursday through Sunday on the next 2. The bottom has dot grid on 3 of the pages, and then the 4th page has the week tracker that I use as my menu. It has some daily trackers and then a to-do list. And this week I am going to stamp in my pocket planner. I love to stamp in my planner. I don't do it that often, but it is something I enjoy doing. The first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to stamp the dates, and I'm going to use these Happy Planner date stickers, or stamps, sorry. And this is going to be for the week of the 21st through the 27th. Now I don't think the circles, I think the circles are too big. But we should be able to use the numbers themselves. I don't know, what do you think? I guess I could use the circles and just, no, I think I'm going to use just the plain numbers. And I'm just going to be using my black VersaFine ink for the most part. I may put some color in there a couple of places, but I thought black would probably be best. Now what I do when I'm using stamps is it is always a good idea to prep the stamp, and basically you do that by rubbing it against either the palm of your hand or the back of your hand. Some stamps prep a little bit easier. These from Mambi don't work quite as well. They tend to peel off the stamp block. But you want to prep them just a little bit so that the ink sticks to them, and so that when you stamp, it stamps clearly. So let's see, where are we going to put this? Right about there. And when you stamp, you need to do firm and even pressure. Try not to rock the stamp block, because then you might get some smearing or some shadowing. And it's always a good idea to have a baby wipe to clean the stamp with. Just your standard baby wipe works nicely. So we have the 21st. And then we'll do the 22nd. And also, oh no, I think I pulled the 20th. I'm going the wrong way. Whoops. Sometimes after you've pulled these off of the sheet, they don't stick very well. So you need to be careful that you don't lose one. I've lost a few stamps and still haven't found them. They're down on my floor somewhere. And I'm assuming they'll show up eventually, one of these days. So again, we need to, and see, that's what I'm saying about it sliding around on there. Some stamps stick very nicely to the stamp block, and then others not quite so good. So what we might do is just try to rub gently and maybe even press in just a little bit to give it that firmness of sticking to the stamp block. And this will be the 22nd. Again, nice, firm, even pressure. Trying not to rock. And sometimes when you're wiping the stamp, they come off the stamp block also. So just another thing to watch out for when you're stamping. I like to use the VersaFine because I find that it dries fairly quickly. And it is a pigment ink, I believe. And I know some people don't like pigment inks, but I have not had any issues with this VersaFine black ink. It works very nicely for stamping. One of my favorite people to watch who does stamp in their planners is Jenny McGarvey. You can find her videos on YouTube. She does stickers also, but she does do a fair amount of stamping, and I enjoy watching her stamp and create her layouts using the stamps. So whenever I can work it in, I try to stamp. And if I have, specific stamps for a specific occasion that I want to use, that's always a nice way to do that too. You can see there's not really any ghosting, maybe just a little bit coming through from the other side, but not enough to drive you crazy or make it unbearable. It's pretty much something you can ignore and pretend it's not there, because you really can't see it unless you're really, really looking for it. What takes the most time, I think, is finding the stamps that you want to use. So I did pull these out. What I thought I might use, it doesn't mean I'm going to use all of them. But it does take quite a bit of time to peel these off the stamp sheets sometimes. So just be aware of that. Now this one looks like it might not stamp clearly, but we'll see. Some of my favorite stamps to stamp with are done by Studio L2E. The 1407 Planners uses a lot of their stamps, uses them to create their stamps when they do create stamps. And their stamps are a very high quality stamp that aren't quite as flimsy as like these Happy Planner stamps are. These are a little bit flimsy, and like I said, they like to come off the stamp block whenever I'm trying to prep them. So if you ever get a chance to use or purchase some stamps by Studio L2E, you will see how well they are made. And I will be using some probably in my layout this week. So we need one more day, and then we'll have our dates all down. It's hard to believe we're this far into January. It seems like this month just started, and here we are getting close to the end. But I guess that's the way it goes. Seems like the older you get, the faster everything goes by. Now, I'm not a stickler for my stamps. If it doesn't, come out perfectly, I don't get all upset and, want to cover it up and redo it. A lot of times it's just, something that I did wrong. Not a problem with the stamp or the ink. Either, I didn't put enough ink on it, or I didn't put enough pressure on it when I was stamping. So I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to stamps. I'm going to use a coffee cup stamp for Monday. And I have this one from Agenda 52 on their Fun Phrases stamp set. And it says on it, but first coffee. And if you know me, coffee is a necessity to start out my day, and especially to start out the week. So Monday always gets a coffee cup, whether it's a sticker or a stamp. Again, I'm just priming the stamp, prepping the stamp to get it ready to accept the ink. Now this is a little bit bigger than what I would probably put in this spot, but we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to put it right there. Remember, you need to put even, firm pressure. Try not to rock the stamp block, and that stamped pretty well. I got a little bit of white showing up there in the lid, but like I said, I'm not gonna obsess about that. That came out pretty doggone good, if you ask me. So we have our coffee cup down for Monday. And Tuesday, I don't really have anything else on Monday. Tuesday, I do have a photography club meeting. So I need to find, and Tuesday is a trash day. So let me find my trash stickers, stamps. I keep forgetting what I'm doing. So we have a trash can off of the Agenda 52 Small Words and Icons planner stamp set. And we're going to use this and put it on Tuesday. I don't know. Not sure. I think I may have got too much ink on it, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to... It's down a little bit further than what I would normally put, but that's not too bad. It's a little bit fuzzy around the word, but it will work. So we have that for Tuesday, and then I'll use it again for Friday. So I'm going to leave it on the stamp block, and we'll put this over here. I need some sort of a box for these are some Studio L2E stamps, and I'm going to use this one with the bow on it. And as you can see, this one is substantially thicker than some of the previous stamps I've been using. They usually stick very nicely to the stamp block, and I can prep it and it does not move off of that stamp block. It's on there and it works very nicely. So we're gonna put some ink on this one, and then we're gonna put it down here towards the bottom. What you can do also is you can also color in the bow if you'd like to, with some markers or pencils if you want. So we used that one for the photography club. And I think I'm going to use this little camera stamp that's from the Heidi Swapp stamp set. Now, again, her stamps aren't as, they're a little bit thicker than, say, the Mambi ones, but not quite as, they don't stick quite as well to the stamp block, but you can make them work for what you need. Put a little bit of ink on it, and I'm going to put that right on top of this block. Put some even pressure on there, and there we go. So we have that. Oh, I can smell my roast cooking. It's making me hungry. I didn't go into work today. I took the day off. My husband had a doctor's appointment and I needed to get my car inspected. So I took the day, I used a vacation day and took the day off to get those things done. But that meant that I was actually home at a decent hour and I could cook some dinner. So I made a vegetarian roast for our supper tonight. Well, for my husband's and my supper. My son will not eat it. So he's going to be having to do his own thing, whether he goes and gets something or whatever. Now, these are Studio L2E stamps also, and I'm going to use this box stamp. On Wednesday, I have a doctor's appointment that I need to go to. So I'm going to use this to stamp a box that I can write that in. Just prep it, and then we'll get some ink on it. And this is a little bit bigger than our box, but it will work fine. You can just see how well those Studio L2E stamps stamp. They take the ink very nicely and they always stamp clearly. I've not had any issues with them whatsoever. Just a wonderful stamp to work with. I need to get some more. Whoop. what takes a lot of time stamping too is putting everything back in their packages. I need to find a way to store my stamps a little bit easier. Now I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the dot grid down at the bottom. I may stamp something there. I may use stickers and washi. I haven't decided yet. So on Thursday I don't have anything, and on Friday, well no wait, I do have a bill due one of those days. Maybe on Thursday? I didn't write it in my... Well, I don't know. So, what we're going to do is we're going to use I do have these bill due stickers, pay bill stamps, but they take up quite a bit of room. I don't know if it would be better to use I guess we'll use the pay bill. And we'll put one on Thursday and one on Friday. And if I need to change the date, I can just make a mental note that it's on a different day. Okay, so these are from Mambi. This is from their budget stamp set. So we're going to put this one here. And see, that one didn't stamp. Now that will bother me, so I am going to try and line it back up and stamp again. And hopefully it will, and it didn't, but I guess it will work as is. I can always cover it with a stamp, a sticker if I need to. Friday is trash day, so we're gonna put that down there. And let's see if we can get this pay bill stamp to work on Friday. We'll put it down a little bit lower so it doesn't. Hopefully I'm not. Oh, and I got a trash down there at the bottom. That's what happens when you don't wipe your stamps off before you reuse them. Now see this where it didn't, that one's not quite as bothersome as it was on the other. And as far as what I'm going to do with that will just get a sticker to cover it up. And that was my own fault. So always remember to watch and make sure you've cleaned your stamp before you try to stamp something else. Okay, so we'll move this one over here. And then on Saturday is church. So we are going to use these are the Agenda 52 Faith Planner stamps. And this one has a church. Let me take off this. And where does this go? Almost forgot to put that trash stamp back. Okay, so we have the church stamp on there. Let me move it down just a little bit. And I've used this one quite a bit in previous stamping projects. So let's see if we can get it to come out fairly well here. That came out nicely. And then they also have the word church spelled out in script that I'm going to use. And I don't think it'll fit there, so we're gonna kind of make it part of the other stamp and have it kind of connect like that. Okay, so we have that. And then on Sunday is when we do our normal weekly stuff that we have to do. So we have, and I don't remember if these are Agenda 52 stamps or if these were a different company. I lost the backing card that came with it. So we have a shopping cart that we're going to put there on Sunday. And just hold it down and press. And then they also have a washer for laundry. So I'll use that. Trying to think. Oh, I do have an anniversary too that I forgot about on the 21st. So we'll put this down. That one wasn't quite as clear, but that's fine. We get the idea of what it is and what it's for. And put that away. And then I also work on my planners on Sunday. So we're going to use Miss Fiona with her planner. And again, this is from 1407 planners. Their stamps are made by Studio L2E. So let's get her stamped up. And then we're going to place her right here. And there we go. And that's for setting up my planners. And again, you could color her in pink if you wanted to. I actually have this script here that says plan. So we'll put that right there. So I think, except for on the 21st where I need to put an anniversary down, these are from Miss Sparkle and Company, from Joann's. You can find these at in their dollar bins or whatever they are. I think they're like $1.99 for the stamps. Again, they're not, super quality, but what do you expect for $1.99? They do work pretty well for what you need them to do. And we're going to put that right there for my sister and brother-in-law's anniversary. So, I think that does it for the stamping. I hope you enjoyed this plan with me, doing something a little different, stamping in my pocket traveler's notebook. I will post a picture on my Instagram of the finished product after I add the washi and other stickers and cover that up. And when I fill in the menu and the trackers and things like that. So if you liked this video, please press the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to my videos and my channel, please press the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you can find me at both of those at Jelly Beans Planner Nook. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to spending another planning session with you. And we'll get together and make some plans. Have a great evening.